Hello, Chaya.
Hi, can you see me?
No, could you please turn on your video?
How do I? Oh, yeah, here. Okay, I see that. Do you see that now?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Hi, how
cool.
are you?
Good, how are you?
I am good, thank you. Welcome to the Global Virtual Summit 2026, Paula. Chaya.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Before going to your session, I would like to introduce you to our audience, Chaya.
I'd love to meet them.
Yeah. Chaya Mallavaram is the founder and CEO of Spark Launch, where she is building Sparkade, an AI-powered game-based learning platform designed to help children with ADHD and other neurodivergent learners build academic, executive functioning, and emotional regulation skills through play. She is also the co host of the Spark Launch podcast, which explores neurodiversity, mental health, and human empowerment. A software engineer with over 22 years of experience, Chaya combines technology, lived experience, and entrepreneurship to advocate for strengths based approaches to neurodiversity. As an adult with ADHD and the parent of the child with ADHD, she is passionate about helping individuals, educators, families, and organizations recognize that neurodivergent minds are not be broken, they often possess extraordinary gifts waiting to be nurtured. Her mission is to create a world where every child and adult has the opportunity to thrive by leading with authenticity, curiosity, and compassion. That was a fantastic bio, Chaya, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Now, how am I sharing? Am I not sharing yet?
Not sh-
Okay, can you see my presentation?
yes, yes, Chaya.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Chaya Malavaram, and I'm the founder and CEO of Spark Launch, where we are building Sparkade, which is an AI-powered game-based learning app for children with ADHD and other neurodivergences, and it serves children, parents, educators, and clinicians. As I was introduced, I'm also the co host of the podcast, Spark Launch Podcast, where we focus on neurodiversity, mental health, and human empowerment. Today, when I talk about leadership, it's not just about leading a company or leading a group of people in an organization. It's about owning to your own growth. We all have challenges and we have to grow. And as a neurodivergent person, when you are growing in a world where the systems are not designed for us, we have to grow, own up to our strengths. So that's what I call as leadership, because not only will it impact us, but it will impact the people around us in our environment, and we will all benefit from it. So, why does this matter to me? A little bit about my childhood. I grew up in India. I went to a really good school system. But as an ADHD and a neurodivergent person, which I didn't know that I was one, tried to fit into the school system. And because the school systems back then and even today are not designed for a neurodivergent person, I ended up suppressing a lot of my strengths and gifts, which I didn't even know I had, which led to a lot of frustration, which then led to deep inner transformation as I started honoring and discovering my strengths and taking action to stepping into those strengths and honoring them. My son, who was diagnosed with ADHD when he was 15, also showed me that even though I had stepped into my gifts, I was still fitting into the system. I was still not in my highest potential. So, which led me to work on myself, work on my fears that were keeping me small, which also led me to uh, creating an environment in our home where he could find his spark and thrive from inside. which then led to my purpose for serving children like me and my son, and also creating an environment where everybody thrives. Addressing the problems that parents have, educators, and also giving information to the clinicians. So, what does neurodivergent mean? Neurodivergent includes people with the conditions such as ADHD, autism, dyslexia, dysgraphia, and many more. And these individuals process information differently when you compare it to the people who fit into the systems today. So the people who fit into the systems are called the neurotypicals, and anybody who falls off the system are neurodivergent. But we all know every brain is useful, and everybody has something unique to offer into this world, because without which it is incomplete. And because the systems today are not designed for neurodivergent people, they end up fitting in. And so, what does fitting in mean? Fitting in is putting on a mask to become somebody who they are not in order to be accepted by the systems we are in. Um, so because we mask, we are not only suppressing our challenges, and the challenges are not worked upon, but also we're not shining from our strengths, which leads to disconnection with the people around us, because we are not sure when we don't show up with our as our authentic self. We are not in our full inner power, which leads to disconnection, and that leads to burnout, which affects mental health and physical health, as a lot of the potential will stay untapped. The individual might not even know what their strengths and gifts are, and so does the environment, and their potential might never see the light of the day. So, what does masking in the real world look like? These are just some of the examples. There's a lot more of them. But for instance, forcing eye contact. Today's world celebrates people who have eye contact. And with neurodivergent, they don't shine when you are forced to have an eye contact. They are deeply energetic and intuitive people, so they get information from all sources, and they won't be able to access all the information when you force them to have an eye contact. And hiding, fidgeting, and stimming, they are highly energetic beings. So if you are forcing them to sit in a place for a long time, like in classrooms or in meetings, they might have to fidget in order to be able to stay and focus in the environment. And copying other people's social behavior. In today's system, certain behaviors are praised and celebrated, so they might end up becoming somebody else, copying somebody else who they are not. And neurodivergent folks understand information very differently. And so if the information is not presented to them in the way that they understand, they might pretend to understand and not really be able to process the information. And because there is a lot of stigma in the society, they might not openly say they are neurodivergent, as they know that the rest of the world is looking down upon them, but and might not ask for help. And when they don't ask for help, they won't grow, and so does the environment. And neurodivergent folks are highly emotional beings, and they need to honor their emotions, and the people in the environment need to honor their emotions. So if they don't honor and process the information, they end up suppressing, which is not good for anybody. So what is that one hidden power of a neurodivergent person? It is that intrinsic motivation. It's that interest that they have inside of them to do anything. And that's where all their energy is, and it grows from there and shines from there. uh, and they all, like everybody else, they need to grow. If we don't embrace our own growth, we will not be able to access our full potential. And also, environment plays a huge role, whether it's a family environment, work environment, school environment, needs to be conducive for their growth and their power to shine. Without all these factors, uh, they will stay in their challenges and experience a lot of issues. Uh, so I talked about our growth, our challenges. These are some of the challenges we need to work on in order to show up fully. Emotional regulations. We are highly emotional being. Of course, every single person has emotions, but our emotions are deeper. We feel it strongly. So we need to learn to work with our emotions. Emotions have messages. We need to work with them in order to process and shine. And executive functioning, such as planning, organizing, and prioritizing, is not just their strengths, but it can be learned. We need to learn them in order to merge with the world today. And without communication, without showing up authentically with our communication, we will not be able to connect with others. So be vocal about our condition, and not have any shame or stigma attached to it, and ask for support when we need it, because if we don't ask, the others won't know about it. And also create healthy boundaries. Neurodivergent folks have a lot of energy, and they need to learn to create boundaries in order to channel that energy towards the purpose. So, what happens when we move towards our inner motivation and work on our challenges? Our strengths start to emerge. And what are those strengths? Pattern recognition. We see things in unique ways. As we all know, we're neurodivergent, we process information differently. So that means we also see patterns that other people miss. We may be able to connect a conversation with a friend to something that happens at work. And we are also non-linear thinkers. We don't think in a linear fashion, and we can access our gift of nonlinear thinking, and help us come up with solutions to help our growth and the growth of the people around us. We are also highly intuitive and creative beings. We do not follow instructions, and that's one of the reasons we are creative and have a lot of originality. And all of those things can come out, and when we are deeply interested in what we are doing, we get into the hyper focus mode, which truly is a superpower, because in that hyper focus you can invent and create and come up with all kinds of solutions for your pursuit. And as we step into our authenticity, we can lead from there. Not only can we lead our own growth, but the people around us. And as I mentioned, we are out of box thinkers. And because of that, we can innovate and create from there. So, why do we miss the greatest strengths? In today's systems, traditional systems, whether it's in a family or education or work environment, with a traditional leadership. What does traditional leadership mean? Top-down approach. The person on the top has the highest power or authority. In an organization like that, in a system like that, people who are neurodivergent have unique ways of expressing, might not be able to fully express who they are, and their voices might never be heard. and that potential that they have within them might never be uh, tapped into. And because of that, not only will the individual suffer, but also the environment. Uh, Without taking action, it's all a vision, it's all theory. So it's important that we take action towards change. One of the biggest action is embracing our authenticity. In our authenticity is our highest power to shine. So step into your authenticity and honor your interest and the interest of others, because we are all deeply connected. And detach from what isn't serving you. Are you in the same pattern of suffering and pain over a period of time? When there is a pattern, that means it's showing you that we need to detach from what is keeping us small and not growing, and detach from it so that we grow. And there is nothing called perfection. Nobody is perfect, and we are incomplete without one another. So choose growth over perfection, and practice empathy. Empathy is the only way you can deeply connect with another human being, even though we are not in their shoes. We can never be in their shoes, but just be open to hearing their experiences, which will not only help us, but create an environment where everybody grows and fosters. After all, we are here to leave a legacy behind. We are all humans. We have a limited number of years on this planet. And what really matters is what kind of an impact we leave behind. And if you're not in our full potential, how can we do that? So ultimately, that's what matters. And that's how we make a deep impact on the planet for the next generation to come. So thank you all for listening to my presentation, and I would be happy to answer any questions.
Yes, Chaya, we have a few questions from our audience.
Sure.
What gives you hope for the future of inclusive leadership?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
What gives you hope for the future of inclusive leadership?
Inclusive leadership. We all have to take that responsibility for growth. So, as a human being, you have the full power for you to shift into your growth. So, whether it is uh, moving to an environment which is conducive, uh, whatever the answer may be, it's different for each individual person. So just imagine every single person does that. It will help. We will evolve as humans.
Yeah. We have here one more question.
Sure.
What inspired you to speak about the neurodiversity in leadership?
Yeah, I saw the injustice in the world today because I personally was experienced gaslighting by the systems today. I didn't know about that I was actually intelligent, because it the schooling, the grades, all of that had a deep impact on my confidence and authority. So it's my deep calling is to make neurodivergent folks powerful because when they do, they are motivated inwardly. They create from passion, they create from love, and when we create from love, we leave a legacy behind.
Yeah. We have here one more question from the Dr. Mice. What role can AI and technology play in supporting neurodiverse learners?
Yeah, so I'd love for you to get on our wait list. I think I can drop my document here somewhere. You'll have to help me where that is. Or just look me up on LinkedIn and sparklaunch.ai. Uh, it will help. We are all unique and different. And with AI, if I have to leave with one thing, we can tap into that unique aspect of every human being, which we could not before.
Yeah, thank you, Chaya. Thank you for answering all my questions. And please stay on the backstage and join the next session, Chaya.
Okay, thank you. How do I join the backstage?
Please
So
click
I
on
just
back back
okay.
arrow.
I'm yeah. I'm